Hello and welcome to the 5th round of the IGTL season here today. We're here at Magyar. Vitmn G's taking a commanding lead in the championship. Will anyone hunt him down? And that midfield scrap is also getting pretty tight, so watch out for that one. Here we are then on the grid. It's Vitmn G who takes pole position. Raiden on second place, replacing Night Donner, who took the permanent seat over Ninja at Jaguar now. Here come the lights building up ahead of the race start. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start from Vitmn G, although it's not, because here comes Raiden, who lights his way up from second place on the grid into first place. Frosty's coming down the inside into turn 1, but he doesn't quite keep it there on Vitmn G. Vitmn G, I think, has gone deep. He's gone very wide and gone off the track into turn 1. This does allow Frosty to bide his time, and he's come out in the lead. Raiden stays in second. Squeaks has had a phenomenal start. Has gone up in third place. Melon is in 5th place with 4th place. Vitmn G, who now loses a position. Vitmn goes off again. Vitmn's gone off coming out of turn 2, and that's going to lose a lot of position. Turn 3, sorry. And then there's another car off Hanzo who's replacing for Foxy, and no, Foxy is there. It's TNT that Hanzo's replacing. Crazy Buttocks must have had an incident somewhere. He's fallen toward the back. Vitmn G has gone from pole position to 7th in a matter of 4 corners, which is really disastrous. And it's not over yet, because there goes into Hanzo, goes very wide off at the bottom of the hill. And this now, as they're all shuffling around for positions, Crazy Buttocks a long way down now. So then Ada 2014, who's managed to make a couple of positions from the back of the grid. Here's May then on the back of Racete. Who is he going to get ahead of? Melon's moved up in a 4th place, so a good start from him then, as we can see them all piling through, coming out, and they're all snaking their way down as Raiden looks to try and make the move on Frosty, and it looks like Raiden might have done it. In fact, I think he has. Has Raiden gotten through on Foxy? Yes, he has. Frosty has indeed lost the position to JPS Raiden, who now leads this Magyari race. Frosty's in 2nd, 3rd place Squeaks, 4th Melon, 5th place is Racete, and in 6th place is May. Into see Vitmn G's dropped all the way down to 8th, so a horrific start from him. Not a very good start. Tay getting a little bit close to the dust kicking out on the grass on the outside of that curve. Now we've got Melon who's chasing down on their Squeakers for 3rd place on the spot on the podium. Now Racete's trying to get past Melon. Here comes Melon trying to get himself around the outside into the final corner, positioning himself. He's got to be careful trying to get the run out the final corner. There's Racete. So then Melon, does he get the run? Does he make it move? He comes to the inside, heading down on the exit of lap 1. He moves to the inside. He peels his car over to the inside, down the inside, under the braking comes Melon, and May's him in. And May comes in charging in, and in fact he hits Racete as well, and there's a lot of contact there. That's all kicking off into turn 1, and that has allowed Melon and May to drop a long way down the order. Really unfortunate for them too. Melon was just about to make a move for 3rd place in the race, and now it keeps Squeaks now in 3rd place. This does allow Racete up into 4th. Robbo's in the back of this little train that's starting to emerge. There's a bit of a group of cars here, the Mercedes, the Volkswagens, and the Jaguars. The Jaguar just at the front of this. The Astons are just behind this now. Does Robbo make the move on May? He comes down the inside into turn 5, down the inside, the bottom of the hill, under braking. And does he make the move? I think he has made the move. On May gets the run on the outside. He's kept it. Now the path of least resistance as you head up the hill into turn 6. So then Hobo Fraggins in 9th place, just inside the top 10, but with Melon now dropping down to 8th place. May's all over the back of Hobo Fraggins as he managed to dispatch off Robbo practically immediately. As soon as Robbo managed to overtake May, he was then re-overtaken, was Robbo, and now is May trying to make the move on the Jaguar of Hobo Fraggins. Does he come down the inside? Does he slow the car down? Yes, he does, but I don't think he's through. An M3 guy is through on Melon. M3 guy makes that move. Hobo Fraggins has defended with a new coat of paint on that Jaguar. Now Melon in 8th place. With M3 guy is in 7th. He's ahead of him, and I'm sure Melon's going to want to get in front. Will there be team orders being deployed here at Mercedes to try and back the Volkswagen into his teammate May? It'll be interesting to see how that battle kicks off, because this season has been very tight in the midfield. You can see that was a penalty going into turn 1 for May, who caused the collision. The stewards deemed him at fault for the incident. Raiden has pulled out quite the gap, and here comes Racete. He pulls over to the inside. Does he get him down the inside under braking? Down the inside under brakes into turn 1, slows the car down, and that's the move done and dusted. Racete, who's finished 3rd for the last 3 races, is taking to get a 4th, 3rd place finish this season in a row. The Red Bull Porsche just edges out now the Lexus of the Squeaky Buttocks car. Now Melon has really lost time to May, and in fact this train is really starting to form now from 7th to 11th, and in fact there's M3 guy trying to push Melon round a bit. It looks like they're all getting pushing and shoving, and now Robot's still trying to find his way past Hobber Fraggins, and here comes May, and he's through. May makes the move on Melon throughout all that. Is Robbo going to make the move on Hobber Fraggins? Is that move going to be made? Here's Melon who tries, not Melon, May tries to get past his teammate now. It was the two last racing cars. May was looking like a title contender at the start of the season. It seems to have gone very downhill from there and down the inside, heading into turn 6. He tries to come down the inside, and that's not quite enough. There's Melon, who's in 9th, who's going to follow them around. We've seen time and time again the straight line speed in that Volkswagen is incredible, and is he going to be used to its full effect here as he tries to come around, but he's got very little room here. In fact, Robbo's found his way ahead of Hobber Fraggins, and Hobber Fraggins drops back and they go 3 wide. Melon goes down the inside on both Mercedes, 3 wide heading into the hairpin, and what a move that was from Melon. A double overtake. May's also moved ahead of his teammate. So M3 guy managed to lose 2 positions in that one part of the track. An incredible run there from Melon, who managed to get both of them. You can see the full effect of that straight line speed. He runs very wide, straddling the curve on the outside, and now May comes down the inside. He's going down the inside, and Melon falls and a little bit out wide there. There's Robbo trying to catch up to M3 guy, and there we go then. So May is ahead of Melon because Mercedes, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Volkswagen. Now what's going to happen here is Melon going to get the run out of the final corner and maybe get May into turn 1. Robbo needs to try and catch up. He's trying, I'm sure he's desperately trying to decrease that gap to the 2 Mercedes, the 3 cars in front of him that are all battling away. Just in the background you see the 2 Astons going very close to each other. See TNT not in this race. He's replaced by Hansa, who makes his 2nd appearance this season. He raced replacing Melon in the first race this season back in Fuji. There's Insisi then, and Squeakers are in 5th and in 6th, coming down the hill now and into turn 5. Does Vitmn manage to try and recover his way back through the order a bit after what was kind of disastrous start for Vitmn? Just all went horrifically wrong. And so then, here comes Melon coming down the inside into turn 5. We've seen plenty of moves occur into this corner already, and that is indeed Melon ahead of May. I wonder if May managed to re-overtake him at some point, and now Robbo on the back of M3 guy trying to catch up. May follows out Melon through this little S section. It flicks left, and then it flicks right, then left again for a tiny straight, and then another left. And you need to keep the momentum coming onto this, but it's a straight section. Probably one of the more favoured overtaking zones. Robbo, if you cast your minds back a long time ago to season 2, it was at this race that Robbo managed to make the triple overtake. And here comes Robbo coming down the inside on M3 guy, and he's pulled out down the inside. Easy move from Robbo, and that moves him now further into the top 10 and into 9th place. As I was saying, Robbo did make that triple overtake on Tay and on his now teammate Melon, and there was someone else. He overtook 3 people going into that hairpin back in season 2 with his Toyota all those time ago. That feels like ages ago since season 3 and season 2, sorry, and that kind of was. Anyway though, meanwhile here we are in season 5. This is the now, and Robbo's in 9th place trying to catch up to the back of May now. There's a couple of cars coming into the pits. You've got both Subarus, a Frosty, Sissy, Squeakers and Raiden are all into the pits. I wonder if there's going to be anyone else. May comes into the pits, Melon stays out, Robbo stays out, Fraggins stays out. I believe M3 guy may have also pitted. Foxy's in, so there's a lot of cars pitting in on lap 5. I don't think anyone pitted on lap 4. So it's an early, well no, it is lap 4, no one has. So they're all pitting in on lap 4. This looks to be a 2-stop then for those that are pitting in lap 4. It's a possible 1-stop race, will require a bit of fuel saving, but will it be quicker in the long run? We're about to find out. Vitmn now having to have a scrap with Racer Tay. Vitmn, the reigning champion, the defending champion, the championship leader, he's got quite the margin of 19 points in the championship lead. Can he extend that further here today at Magyar? We're about to find out as this race unfolds, and Vitmn squirms around, and now he comes to the outside of Racer Tay, coming down the hill. It switches down and into a braking zone at the hairpin. Around the outside goes Vitmn. Around the outside is the move, done and dusted, though not quite. Vitmn gets a little bit on the grass there, and Racer Tay successfully defends from the reigning champion. He's not fearing Vitmn today. A lot of cars would, a lot of drivers would, but to see this man, who is probably the quickest man in the league right now, and then compete. So then JPS rated in 5th place. He's got Robbo just in front of him. Be interesting to see if tensions boil over from Interlagos. Obviously, if we remember back then, these what they're coming together, and here comes Raiden. Does he make a move down the inside? No, he doesn't. And Raiden tries to get down the inside again, and now under braking into the next corner. Down the inside, easy move. Robbo doesn't come across this time. There wasn't a coming together. I'm sure they'd have both been fearful of that. And now Vitmn G and Racer Tay come side by side, heading down the main straight and into the first corner. Who's going to come out on top? It's Racer Tay coming down the inside. Vitmn G, he's going to come to the inside of turn 2. No, he's not. And there we go. So then, Vitmn G tries to catch up to Racer Tay, and he is all over the back of Racer Tay. He's a difficult man to overtake on his days, Racer Tay. His last win was here in Season 3, a long time ago, over 10 races ago it's been. Since his last victory, he pushes him right onto the grass to stay there, right up to the edge. Vitmn G comes down the inside into turn 5. I wonder if there was a bit of a tap there. I think there might have been contact there. In the end, though, Racer Tay still holds out in the lead of the race. He's not won a race in quite some time since the Season 3 Maggiore race. Is it now that he will break the stalemate here in the Porsche, or will he continue on, or will Vitmn G find his way through in this huge title defence that Vitmn G is putting up now? Now then, so Vitmn G in the slipstream of Racer Tay. Is he getting himself into the position to make the move? He comes to the outside, he heads to the outside. Meanwhile, on the replay, so this is now Vitmn G's replay. He's starting on pole position. You can see the lights there. There's the engine firing up, so we're nearly ready to go. Lights, and it's lights out. There they go. Vitmn G just didn't get the launch. He didn't get a great start at all. And there's Raiden flying through. There he nearly hits. I think Vitmn G just misses his braking point coming into turn 1, and that drops him a long way down. He's already now dropped out of 4th. Squeaks had an incredible start. Started down in like 9th place, I believe, and launched himself straight up into 3rd, and then runs wide again coming out of turn 3. Manages to control the car, so he doesn't end up hitting anyone, although he does hit someone as he rejoins, and he's just dropping down and down and down and further down the order, and that's we ended up down in 8th at one point. Now he's in 2nd. This is Squeakers, who is in 8th place, it turns out. There we go, a fantastic launch from Squeakers. That Porsche didn't get the best start, neither does the Volkswagen, the Melon. He manages to Squeaks manages to squeeze his way through. You can see Vitmn G just failing to slow down enough for that first corner, and here he is now in 3rd place. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to keep himself there for 3rd, which is rather unfortunate of an event for Squeakers. Either way then, Vitmn G just misses out on Racer Tay. Into the hairpin, and here comes Vitmn as Racer Tay gets a bit squirmy coming out the exit of the hairpin. Here comes Vitmn G coming down the inside. He holds it down the inside. It's practically flat, that corner, and now Vitmn G's on the outside. Is this enough? Right out, straddling the curb, and Vitmn G takes the lead here in Maggiore. Vitmn G switches back immediately as Tay tries to go down the inside. What close, fantastic racing we are getting here in this Maggiore race. It's a fascinating race. It always throws up an entertaining one. And here we go then, Racer Tay following Vitmn G. It's the only track actually is Maggiore that has been on the calendar every season since the start. Either way then, so into the pits comes Vitmn G and Racer Tay. Mellord probably will pit in. Incisi has already pitted in, and there's Robbo who just simply passes by. Incisi passes by Robbo, sorry, with relative ease, it looks like. And yep, there goes into the Volkswagen in the pit. So now these will be the guys to watch out for that are on track now, because they will be 2-stopping. Over those that are now in the pits will probably be 1-stopping. Tay comes out really early and is just ahead of me. There's Vitmn G. I wonder. So then it looks like those that pitted in will be aiming for that 1-stop race. Here's M3 guy. Is M3 guy going to get out ahead of Robbo? Yes, he will. Where is Robbo going to come out of pits? It looks like he's going to come out behind Crazy Buttocks as well. Melon comes out onto the track, and Robbo now leaves. Is he going to get out ahead of Foxy and other Fraggins? Yes, he does. Yes, so Robbo comes out in 11th place in the end. Melon comes out in 10th. And just behind Crazy Buttocks, as we can see here now, is Melon going to make the move on Crazy Buttocks, where we've seen so many moves be made heading into turn 5. coming down the hill now. You need to find the braking zone. You can't, the track sort of curves round into a corner as you're braking. Down the inside goes Melon, and the move is done, and into 9th place goes Melon. However, is Crazy Buttocks going to be able to cut back? Yes, he tries. He's now on the outside, and that's not enough. Melon does keep himself in 9th place, with now setting his sights on M3 guy for 8th place. Crazy Buttocks touches the grass there and now then, so with Raiden now leads Frosty 2nd, Racer 3rd, but I wonder, and now that's Incisi in 4th, so Racer having to cover off Incisi, and we'll see if the Subaru can continue to move forward to get himself onto the top 3. Is Racer Tay going to do enough? We've seen how difficult it was for Vitmn G to overtake Tay. We'll see if it's any easier for Incisi to do so. It looks like Racer Tay might be 1 stopping. Incisi will be 2 stopping because of his early pit stop. As we come around the final corner now, it's crucial to get a good exit out of the final corner onto the main straight. And tears into the pits again, which is problems. He's not even got max fuel. So there seems to be an issue there as to why Tay's gone in. I am getting reports from our man in the pits that Tay had a problem with his fuel, that the fuel would not fill the car up, so he was unable to do a 1-stop, which is disastrous for Tay, because now he's going to have to charge his way back through. Crazy Buttocks is on the back of M3 guy. Melon's made his way past M3 guy, as Racer Tay on his 2nd stop in just 2 laps. He's already pitted twice. So then Crazy Buttocks comes to the inside of M3 guy. That might not be enough for M3 guy there. It's not enough for Crazy Buttocks there. Now then, here comes Robert. Crazy Buttocks tries to hold himself on M3 guy. Melon's on the back of Racer Tay. Squeakers is doing well up into 6th place at the moment. We'll see how long he can keep himself there, and if it's possible for Squeaks to remain in that position. Vitmn G then, 5th place. He's hunting down his former teammate, his teammate from Season 4, which wasn't actually on the channel, but believe me, he was. Vitmn G was May's teammate for Season 4, and here he comes to the outside now. The Peugeot versus the Mercedes. The Peugeot has the outside line, but the Mercedes looks to have the straight line speed. The Peugeot struggles in a straight line, but does Vitmn G do the cutback similar to what he did on Racer Tay? And no, he doesn't quite get it there, but he's really catching up now. He had the exit speed. Is he going to do a similar thing to what he did on Tay? No, he's not. Speaking of Tay, he's having to defend from Melon in the Volkswagen. What's going to happen in this scenario? Is Melon going to be able to find his way past the Porsche of Tay? In fact, Crazy Buttocks is still having to defend against M3 guy. Whilst this is kicking off between Crazy and M3 guy, Robert's catching up. Frosty Raiden into the pits. Is he going to follow suit and go in? Melon catching up to Tay. Yes, indeed, Sissy's in. 12th place, I believe, is May, so we'll see May pits in as well on lap 8. This will be the pit stop for those that are doing the 2-stop race, which is indeed Vitmn G not doing. Tay, I don't think had intentions to, but problems with the fuel meant he had to. Raiden comes out of the pits, 2nd place, ahead of this battle for the final spot in the top 3 between Tay and Melon. So then Tay having to make an extra pit stop, and it's unfortunate because he could have been challenging for the win. He could have been racing against Vitmn G for the win. Robert comes in 8th place. There's Crazy Buttocks. No, that's Squeakers, sorry. Squeaks comes out of pits. Crazy Buttocks and M3 guy are in the pits. Squeakers then out behind Robbo. We're going to see the fight between Robbo and Squeakers. Who is going to win? Who is going to win for 8th place, the best of the rest, in effect, for the midfield scrap that's kicking off here. Squeakers is looking to perform, as is Robbo, both fighting very tightly in the midfield. There are a few points separating them in the championship for around 10th and 9th place, so this could be a crucial battle. Every point counts in this championship, especially when you're in the middle. In fact, this is Ada 2014, who comes to the inside of Foxy. We've not seen much of Ada all season, and he makes the move on Foxy. Foxy then comes into the pit. We haven't seen much of Ada this season. He's sort of been kicking around at the back. It's been an unfortunate debut season for Ada, but there we had it. His one moment of glory as he makes an overtake on Foxy. Meanwhile, Robbo has the run on Squeakers, and he comes to the inside, heading down the inside into the hairpin. Uses that excess straight line speed in his GTI. Down the inside under braking goes Robbo, and that's the move done. Squeakers holds it back drops back to 9th. Is Squeaks going to get the run on Robbo, though it looks like he might do as he tries to go around the outside. Squeaks tries to get around the outside, which switches to the inside. That looks close, and there's a lot of good. And in fact, it looks like Robbo's been pushed off there by Squeakers. There might have been an incident there, and that is catastrophic. Robbo instantly loses the position to Squeaks as soon as getting it back. However, has Squeaks been penalised? Because there was a lot of dust. We didn't really get to see it from that camera angle, but you might have cut the corner there to do so, because the trajectory that they were heading into that corner and just the nature of the corner, the amount of grass that was being kicked up, it looked like that might have happened. It's definitely a possibility as we head onto lap 10. We're going toward the end of the race, and Squeaks serving a penalty, so definitely confirms it. He has indeed been penalised. It was an illegal overtake from Squeakers, so he gives the position back to Robbo. Not immediately, but he gives it back in the end, and Robbo's back into 8th place. Frosty's on the back of Racete, now pushing him up the hill. Subaru versus Porsche. We know Ted quite a fan of that Subaru. He spent quite a lot of time there in both seasons 2 and 3. Both had success with them, more success than he's having with the Porsche. In fact, was a title contender in season 3 in that Subaru, but now Tay's having to race against the Subaru then. So then here's M3 guy on the back of Hansa. M3 guy tries, he's not quite close enough yet, but as he gets the run out of 5 and heading up into the sort of S section at 6, which starts at turn 6, we'll see if M3 guy's any closer and making the move. Robbo has built out a gap against the two Lexuses, who are gaining. Crazy Buttocks has got fresh tyres. Lexuses both have got fresher tyres after pitting a lot sooner, a lot later than Robbo did. So is that going to have much of an effect? Will the Lexuses find their way through? Squeakers is here. Crazy Buttocks is just in the background. Robbo, they're quite strung out at the moment. We'll see if they can end up getting any closer to each other as the race comes to a close. And in fact, Racete is on the back of Extra Frosty yet again. Here we go then. Is Racete going to overtake Frosty coming down into turn 1? There's yellow flags. So that's Ada getting out of the way. It's unfortunate for Ada, who looks to have sort of given his race an early end as he's parked it into turn 1. Really disappointing because we're on the penultimate lap. There's Foxy also a lap down. It's a struggled race for the two Aston Martin drivers. Here is Robbo then in 8th place. He's got Squeakers behind him. Is he going to be close enough then? Is anything going to kick off? The gaps are coming down, and this Volkswagen may not be running in 8th for much longer. The battle for the best of the rest. Who will it be? Will it be Robbo? Will it be Squeakers? Or could it be Crazy Buttocks? Is Crazy Buttocks going to be able to get past both of them? He's going to have the hardest time if he wants that 8th place, but I'm sure he'll set his sights on to 8th place. He's just going to have to overtake both his teammate and BG Robber 28, and we're not sure on how easy that will be. I'm sure neither of them will make it easy. The two Lexus have been running wheel to wheel regularly this season. The two Volkswagens have occasionally been running nearer to each other on track. However, the situation with the Volkswagens, one of them's fighting toward the front, the other one just fighting toward the front of the midfield. Either way then, Squeakers is trying to catch up to BG Robber 28, and he is keeping with him now. Is Robber going to be able to hold on? It looks like Squeaks is going to have the momentum coming through the S section. The car looks to have gained considerably. Who's going to get the better run as we head out and onto the run into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill? Here comes Squeaks. He's in the slipstream. Crazy Buttocks is in the slipstream again. He's going to get a double slipstream. So this time, Crazy Buttocks is trying everything he's got to gain. Squeaks pulls to the inside, and down the inside goes Squeaks. For 8th place, he goes down the inside. Robbo working the steering wheel, trying to hold himself out in 8th, and he's done it. Squeak has tried and failed on this occasion, and this is allowing Crazy Buttocks to catch up, and Crazy's like, yes, please, keep battling, slow yourselves down. And it's working because Crazy's come right into view, and now Robbo is having to think about not one but two Lexuses that are catching up now. Robbo versus Squeakers then. Meanwhile, M3 guy is fighting the Aston of Hansa come the end of the race on the penultimate lap for the battle to be higher up at the end of the points, but this one, a three-way battle is kicking off for 8th place between Robbo, Squeakers and Crazy Buttocks. And now then, they start slipstreaming. The two Lexuses are going to be slipstreaming. Crazy Buttocks moves to the inside on his teammate. Will the Lexuses be allowed to fight? We're about to find out. And down the inside goes Squeaks. Squeaks goes down the inside, a bit of a dive bomb, and he's held up Robbo. And now look how close Crazy Buttocks is. He's pushing him through turn 2 and into turn 1. Squeaks makes the move for 8th place. And that's the position done. And in 8th now is Squeakers. Robert drops down to 9th place. And now he's in the Yorkshire Tea Racing. He's in a Squeaky Buttocks. Because right now he's got both Squeakers and Crazy Buttocks both in front of him. And behind him he's completely sandwiched off by the Lexus. Crazy makes intentions. Robbo makes bigger intentions. And down the inside, where's Squeaks gone? Squeaks has gone wide at turn 5. He's gone colossally wide. And now this allows Crazy Buttocks to catch up considerably now. And now it's just up to Crazy Buttocks to do the job for the Lexuses as Squeaks has been dispatched. Now Crazy Buttocks has got the harder job of overtaking Robbo unless Robbo makes an error, and Crazy Buttocks makes 2 places on this final lap to come home in 8th place. Who's going to get the better run? Coming down, heading onto the hairpin. Robbo dictates that he's going to have the inside line, but that's not needed because here comes Crazy Buttocks through, and easy as you like, they can both tuck themselves onto the driving line, although Robbo makes intentions to come back. But your winner, yet again in Season 5, is Vitmn. G wins in Magyar. Raiden comes home in 2nd place. 3rd place for the Austrian Melon, or is it going to be Frosty comes home? And it's side by side, it's very close. Melon 3rd, 4th place is Frosty. 5th place looks to be Racer Tame the End. It's going to be May who's going to bring it home in 2nd. 6th, no he's not in, since he's going to get 6th. May runs out of fuel across the line. And in Crazy Buttocks he's going to come home 8th place it looks like, because he's ahead of Robbo. He's overtaken Robbo somewhere in this final sector. Now Robbo tries to come down the inside, tries to get the run, and he's been penalised. Crazy Buttocks slows down and gets a penalty, and this does allow Robbo into 8th place. 9th place is Crazy Buttocks. Squeaks just comes into view to round out the top 10. M3 guy finishes in 11th, who has just beaten out Hansa. 14th for Foxy, 15th for Ada, 13th for Fraggins, forgot about him, but Ada finishes last. And it's a record-breaking win for Vitmn G as he takes the overall record for the most amounts of race wins in IGTL history. With his 8th win in his IGTL career, a record-breaking win. He is now the record holder and is going to have a commanding lead in the championship. And here we are then, that's another win, and he's won I believe 3 times this season. In Fuji, in Suzuki, and in Magyar here I believe. This is a replay, this is of Squeakers coming around. He's coming up the hill, he's coming to the outside of Robbo, tries to get around the outside, he's around the outside there. And that was a fantastic move from Squeakers to get around the outside there. Now this is on board with Squeaks again, this is a bit further on the laps. This one Robbo got him at the hairpin. Squeaks tries to come around the outside. And he does cut the corner there. He doesn't overtake him off the track, but he does kind of push him off at the end. Either way, then Vitmn G now 36 points clear of May, with Racer Tay getting close for 2nd. Meanwhile, in the Constructors, Vitmn G Racing is a long way ahead of anyone else. The extra sissy cars are in 2nd. And it's actually now 3rd for Yorkshire Tea Racing in 2nd place in the Constructors. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.